So, what if environmental destruction, economic inequality, and even human conflict, what if they all come from the same single hidden problem in our global operating system? It's a huge claim, I know, but according to economist and conservationist Peter Smith, it is the key to understanding why everything from rewilding to world peace are basically one and the same. All right, let's unpack this. But before we get to the root cause, let's play detective for a minute and just look at the symptoms. And our current economic system, well, it's showing some really, really strange ones. So here's the central mystery, right? We pour billions of dollars into conservation. We set up nature reserves, we pass all these laws, and yet biodiversity keeps crashing and habitats keep disappearing. It really feels like we're fighting a losing battle. Or even worse, that our best efforts are somehow backfiring. So why is that? This quote from Peter Smith just nails a classic trap we fall into. For decades, fishermen have blamed seals for the fact that fish stocks are declining, and some still do today. But as Smith points out, culling seals has never, ever solved the problem. The real issue, the polluted and degraded rivers, just gets ignored, because, it's way easier to find a scapegoat than it is to fix the entire system. This is a perfect symptom of a much, much deeper problem. And we see these symptoms all over the place: deforested hillsides, drained wetlands, polluted rivers. We treat every single one like it's a separate problem, but what if they're not? What if they are all just different faces of one single hidden illness in our economic code? So what is that single defect? Let's get to the heart of this whole mystery. The answer, according to Smith, isn't 1,000 different problems that need 1,000 different fixes. Nope. Instead, he says it's one fundamental flaw, a hidden defect that's been driving all of these crises for centuries. And here it is, the hidden defect. It's a concept called economic rent. Now, this is super important. This is not the rent you pay your landlord for an apartment. Economic rent is the unearned value that comes just from owning a natural resource, like a piece of land. I mean, think about it. A patch of empty land becomes way more valuable when a community builds roads and schools and businesses all around it. That value was created by the public, right? By all of us. But in our system, that publicly created value is privately captured by the landowner as pure unearned profit. That is the defect. And this system, it creates these two opposing forces in society. On one side, you've got the producer culture. These are the people who create genuine wealth through their work and their investments. But on the other side, you've got the predator culture, which doesn't create any wealth at all. It just extracts it by monopolizing land and capturing that economic rent. This division right here is the engine of our problems. So, how does this kind of abstract idea of rent actually cause real physical ruin to our planet? Let's start connecting the dots. This slide just lays out the vicious cycle perfectly. So first, as a community gets better, land values naturally go up. But then, that value gets snatched up by landowners as higher rent. This kicks off speculation, which drives up costs for everybody else. And the capital, money that should be flowing into new businesses and cool innovations, gets sucked away into just paying for overpriced land. And the end results? A system that is literally designed to create poverty and instability. And here it is. This is the critical link to the environment. When the best, most productive land is made ridiculously expensive by all this speculation, businesses and farms, well, they're forced to expand into places they really shouldn't be, like steep hillsides, fragile wetlands, and remote wilderness. And the environmental cost is just staggering. I mean, take peatlands. As you can see here, they are Earth's absolute champion carbon stores, holding up to, get this, 5,000 tons of carbon per hectare. But to make this marginal land farmable, they're drained, which releases all that carbon straight into the atmosphere. This isn't some accident. It's a direct result of an economic system that forces us to exploit every last inch of land. Our system is just riddled with these totally perverse incentives. We subsidize farming on fragile lands, which just destroys ecosystems. We tax productive work and profits, but we don't tax things like pollution. And in this cruel twist, even the money from conservation funds can end up driving up land prices, which then just finances environmental destruction somewhere else. We are actively paying to make the problem worse. Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, it's systemic, I get it. But according to Smith, the solution is actually surprisingly elegant. So let's look at the path forward. The fix is as simple as the problem is destructive. If the community creates the value, then the community should collect the value. By putting in place a land value tax, we would collect that economic rent for public benefit. This one simple change would just pull the rug out from under land speculation and make it totally uneconomical to hoard land or destroy nature for a quick buck. And the coolest part is, once you fix the economics, nature can do all the heavy lifting. Beavers are the perfect example. I mean, these guys are ecosystem engineers. They create these complex wetlands that stop floods, purify water, and store massive amounts of carbon. And they do it all for free. We just have to get rid of the economic pressure that leads to their homes being destroyed in the first place. And this quote from Peter Smith just sums the whole thing up perfectly. Human behavior follows incentives. It's that simple. Our current system puts the money in environmental destruction and social division. A new system based on collecting economic rent for the public good puts the money in restoration and in shared prosperity. Which really just leaves us with this one question. We tax income, we tax profits, we tax sales. But what if the key to a thriving planet has been hiding in plain sight this whole time, in the one thing we forgot to tax, the shared value of the Earth itself?